beautiful souls, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a new pick a card reading, and this one is all about your month of March of 2023. And we're going to be calling on Spirit today and asking Spirit to bring information, wisdom for your highest good at this time, all about your month of March and what you can expect and the energies that you can expect coming ahead. So I'm very excited about this video. I hope you are too. If you are new to pick a card readings, I'm going to give you a quick little explanation about how it works. So as you can see, there are 5 different groups in front of me. We have group number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you can take a moment, pause the video if you would like, in order to find the pile that you're the most drawn towards. Then, once you're done choosing, there's going to be timestamps linked down below in the comment box, as well as the description box, so that you can skip right ahead to your personal prediction for the month of March. So that is basically how it's going to work today. If you are curious what these crystals are on the cards, we have some Angel Aura Quartz on group number 1, we have some Aqua Aura Quartz on group number 2, we have some Fantasy Aura Quartz on group number 3, Amethyst on group number 4, and then some Sunset Aura Quartz on group number 5. So again, take a moment, pause the video if you would like, in order to find the pile that you're the most drawn towards at this time, and then there's going to be timestamps linked down below. So also just wanted to quickly mention, if you're wondering why I have random crystals on my hands today, basically I was doing this meditation where my higher self had all these gems all over her body, and I had a vision of me like having gems on my hands while filming a pick a card reading, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do that. So I don't know if it looks kind of weird, but that's the vibe today. The vibe today is having these little gemstones on my hands, even though they're not actual gemstones, but they're close enough. So with that being said, again, just take a moment, pause the video, maybe connect, take a deep breath in, and feel into your month of March. And when you open your eyes, see the pile that you're looking at first and that you're the most called to or drawn towards. And then if you're ready to hop right into the video, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so my group number 1s, if you chose this pile, this is going to be your reading, so let's get right into it. I'm stuttering over my words already. Let's go. Okay, so group 1, one of the first things I'm seeing for you is it feels like your energy has been kind of racing against the clock, trying to get things done, and there may be something really important coming up in March for you that you're just like, oh my gosh, I have to get all these things done. Like maybe there's a big thing coming up and we're needing to get organized. Maybe we have something going on like, you know, like taxes or something that we're like, oh my God, I have a lot to do in that and I have a lot to get done. I know it is kind of that season, and this TikTok card is definitely making me kind of feel like being in a little bit of competition with time a little bit. Maybe there's a lot of things going on in your life right now, and you're trying to find that balance in doing what it is that you need to do, and then also maybe trying to meet a certain goal or a certain deadline. It feels like there's a deadline that we need to reach, and maybe there's just a lot on our plate to get done. So it seems like the month of March is maybe starting off that way, but it looks like you're really figuring out ways to balance this out, and I really feel like Spirit is on your side right now, and Spirit's like coming through just saying, let's focus on how we spend our time. And that might also be another thing that's been coming to your mind lately, is how am I truly spending my time? TikTok can also, another thing that's coming to my head is like, are we spending time? Like, are we, you know, getting lost in the sauce on TikTok? Like that could be a literal thing. Like that could be a literal awareness coming up from Spirit as well. And maybe you don't even dabble in that, but this could also just indicate like, how much time are we really spending on our phones, spending on social media? I know for myself, I have like that little timer thing on my phone that tells me like my weekly average time that I spend on my phone or whatever. And when I look at that, sometimes I'm like, I need to cut back a little bit. And some of you may also be going through that sort of feeling where we're wanting to balance out different things more, and maybe we're realizing that there's been certain distractions that's caused this maybe procrastination, or has maybe caused like a lot of different things to pile up all at once. Maybe there's just been different things going on in your life that have caused work to pile up, but you're going to be kind of figuring out how to balance that out. And I'm really hearing around like March 15th, there's a lot more balance coming into your life where you're going to feel more caught up And it's also this invitation of making time for yourself, making time for the things that you've really wanted to do. I feel like you've been maybe trying to keep to a certain schedule, and it kind of feels like that schedule is kind of just like falling apart a little bit. And Spirit's kind of message through this is, was that schedule really balanced to begin with? Or were we kind of like expecting too much, or not really maybe keeping up with certain promises that we made to ourselves? And how can we reorganize things to be a little bit better? I'm also hearing like major reorganization energy. Some of you may be doing like a spring cleaning at some point in the month of March, like getting rid of old stuff is something that I'm feeling from this. And yeah, I'm feeling like getting rid of things that are kind of clutter and getting rid of things that are distractions. And sometimes we get distracted just by clutter being around, or we get distracted by, constantly having our phone next to us. And every time there's a notification that pops up, we're like, oh, what is it? Is it important? Is it something that I need to dive into? And sometimes that can end up just being a little bit of a distraction. So I see you focusing on getting things done and sort of balancing out your life a little bit more. We also have the Magician coming up for you. The Magician is one of my favorite cards in all of tarot, and it speaks about having everything in front of you to make your dreams happen. It's also the Master Manifestor card. So I really see you getting in control of your day, of your time, and I'm also feeling this energy of beginning something new. There's something new that I feel like you're gonna be putting together. It's kind of like the magic is in front of you and you're like, oh, I have all the things now to kind of make this new thing. I'm definitely having this new energy kind of feeling about your life in the month of March. So yeah, it's almost like you have all the tools and all the supplies now to move ahead on something, and it's something that's like, oh, this is really exciting, like working your magic, working your energy to make something happen in your life. This could also be about mastering your time a little bit so that you have time to work on the things that you've been wanting to work on. We also have the Judgment card coming up as well. Mentally, this can indicate that we've been a little bit hard on ourselves. So when it comes to your time and your schedule, like where are we kind of being maybe a little bit harsh? Where do we maybe need to kind of like accept, learn, and then grow past certain things and just accept that, okay, like this was the way things were. I didn't end up doing this. I'm going to accept it. I'm going to let it go so that I can move forward and so that I'm not just stuck in this area of judgment. Also, another thing about the Judgment card is sometimes it can indicate that we are being called to step up, being called, like there's a higher calling for us coming in, where we're like, ooh, it's time for me to rise. It's time for me to level up my game. And so there could also be an energy through the month of March where we're being called to kind of step up and level things up. I think there's also been certain realizations, big epiphanies that you are having on your life or within the things that you're doing. And there may have been certain judgments like, I'm not really super happy with this, and I'm not really super happy with that, and I'm not super proud of this. And these judgments I really feel like are there to help you kind of rise higher, to help you sort of unlock your truer potential. And Spirit right now is coming through deeply saying that if you have the ability to judge that it's not good enough, either within yourself or within anything in your world, Spirit is really coming through right now saying that if you have the ability to judge something not being good enough, it's because you already have the ability within you to be better, to be higher. That's why you can see when something's not good enough, because you're naturally further along than, whatever you're observing. So it's time for you to rise to your fullest potential is something that Spirit is like speaking right now. The month of March is time to rise higher and to just open the power within you. And sometimes we need to accept and let go. Accept the judgment, let go of it, and then just step up, like unleash the power, allow yourself to rise higher. I'm also hearing it's a month of working on confidence in yourself. and realizing you do have the ability. And you are what it takes to kind of, build the life that you desire, to continue moving in the directions that you're being called to move into, being called to step up into. Okay, let's see what else we get. We also have the 8 of Wands. Ooh. This one is when energy starts moving really fast. This can also be incoming communication, incoming opportunities. And that might be also why we feel like we're racing against time, because there may be a lot of things coming up for you. There could be a lot of things where people are like, oh, you need to come to this, you need to come to that, and oh, you should do this, and oh, let's get together at this time. And then you're like, oh, but I also have this, and then I also have this, and I also have this. And you're like, how am I going to squeeze all this into one? And I also feel like there's new things that you're wanting to add into your routine and your schedule. But then there's also old things that, are kind of part of maybe the older you. And we're trying to sort of keep up with both. We're trying to add in more into our daily life, because I really feel like there's like callings that you have where you're like, oh, I want to incorporate this, I want to incorporate that. But it may require moving certain things around. There's a lot of energy coming in. There's a lot of like time to move forward, time to push past, time to just let go and let the wind take you, right? So if you have certain callings, it's about really listening to that and figuring out, okay, what's a priority for you? What's a priority, and how do we balance all of these things? Maybe even writing down what your priorities are going to help you tremendously to like sift through things and to balance out all of this stuff that's kind of going on in your life right now. We also have the Tower coming up for you. This is a huge break off, breakaway kind of energy where there's something that's just no longer going to be a part of your life. And I'm getting the feeling like this is a really good thing that you are letting go of. The Tower can indicate like this dramatic end to something. And what I'm kind of feeling from this is, I'm feeling honestly the words breakthrough from this, like a breakthrough where we're like, okay, I'm not going to be structured in that way anymore, because we can't structure things in the same way we always have. The Tower talks about structure. The Tower is a structure. And so how have we been structuring ourselves lately that's really not working anymore? This is something that's going to carry with you through the rest of the year, is how you're going to be restructuring your life. I'm also hearing that there's going to be some sort of news that you're receiving from someone. There's news that you're going to be receiving from someone where someone's maybe talking about something that they're going through. And I feel like someone's going to really need your advice in the month of March. Like someone's really needing your advice. We also have the Fool card. This one indicates like a new beginning and jumping into something new, and just sort of having the trust in the universe that wherever you're walking into that's new, it's sort of like walking into the unknown. You're ready to expand yourself, but you don't really know what to expect yet, because we haven't really treaded these waters before. And this new kind of, look at it's also a new height, because the Fool card is so different in this tarot deck. He's jumping up rather than about to fall off of a cliff. He's jumping up. So I really feel like this new version of you, you're so ready to step outside of your comfort zone, but up level yourself. I'm getting this up level energy. I also feel like there's an opportunity to start fresh with something as well. To start fresh with something. This could also be breaking a habit. Breaking a habit that you're ready to kind of let go of, because you're seeing how it was sort of standing in your way. And different kind of walls that used to stand in your way are kind of coming down as well, so that you can make room to kind of fly. You can make room to really move forward. Okay, let's go ahead and see what else we get for you. So I feel like going into these cards next. Let's see, group one. What else is happening for group 1 in the month of March? Feeling the world. The Oracle's gift. Feeling the world can point to our empathy, and maybe we're sort of kind of feeling like different things are happening in the world that are kind of holding us back or hard to kind of move through. You know, a lot of places right now are going into recessions and things like that. And, you know, some of us may be sort of focused on that, or we may be focused on different people. This could also talk about just your world and the people that are in your life, right? We may be really focused on certain people that maybe are feeling kind of like they're going through a harder time. I really feel like somebody's going to come to you for advice. Someone's going to really come to you for advice in the month of March. And I feel like even though you may not feel like you have the best advice, I'm kind of feeling like there's like divine advice that you do have to give. An oracle's gift as well. Like, I feel like you have a really divine, like, empathic connection. And you can sort of feel when you have certain callings or you have certain epiphanies. Like, for example, when people do need advice, I feel like you get answers that just sort of kind of come out of you and come to you. I also feel like you're going to be looking at the world in a new way of seeing different opportunities that you could take and go to. Different opportunities. I feel like you have a bird's eye view of the world right now. So rather than just like being on the ground and looking at the immediate path ahead of you, I feel like during the month of March, you're going to be able to kind of look at things from a wider perspective. Sorry, I totally just like smacked my microphone and that probably made a weird noise. But yeah, like this energy where you're able to see the bigger picture and sort of make some radical changes in your life. This Oracle's Gift card is also a very powerful card because this one can particularly talk about the ability to kind of change your destiny. It can also talk about something brewing, for the literal sense that we have the teacup, something brewing, something that we've maybe been trying to manifest for a while is going to sort of be opening up and becoming more strong in our life and kind of appearing more. And we're going to sort of notice the progress with something we've been trying to manifest. Let's go ahead and see what else we get in our next deck here. Let's see, group 1. We also have trust coming up. Someone's going to really trust you with, like, I don't know, being able to help them. We also have the Creator, which is very connected to the Magician card that we had. This is really a month to kind of like take control over a particular situation in your life, to also jump to new heights. It may require letting something go, though. It may require kind of like, yeah, letting go of a particular thing in your life. Letting go of being bound by a particular schedule. Letting go of being bound to social media and distractions and being able to release that. Kind of stepping into a new thing where we're like, okay, what new habit do I want to create? What new thing do I want to replace that with? Okay. I also feel like you may be creating a deeper bond with somebody in your life. You also have transformation. Let's see. Group 1, group 1, group 1. At the end of the month of March, I feel like you're going to be at a kind of different place in your life. All right, and we also have beginning anew, which is sort of similar to the Fool card we had. So Spirit's kind of going through similar messages right now of a big shift that's coming into your life and sort of this ability to kind of hop into something new, creating new habits. And this sense of freedom is really coming through as well. The sense of being more free, being liberated from like a problem that you were facing is something that I'm hearing as well. Being liberated from a problem, being able to release that problem and jump to a new height where that problem is not really persisting anymore. Yeah, I'm hearing like spreading your wings, because we have the moth and also the butterfly here, which both, when they're the caterpillar, they're facing the problem of not really being able to go too far, not really being able to travel much. And then they go through this transformation where now they can like fly, they can do so much more. They're really up-leveling themselves and getting to a new height. And that's something that's coming through for you, is being able to do that. You're no longer like a little chick in the nest. You know what I mean? Like a little, what do you call like a baby bird? Not a chick, but what do you call like a little, I don't know, baby bird that can't fly yet? Let's just call it a baby bird that can't fly yet. It's like it's ready to leave the nest. You're ready to leave the nest because now you've grown your wings and you're like, okay, I'm going to step outside of my comfort zone. I'm going to leave the nest and attempt to fly and learn how to fly. And that's something that's like kind of coming through, is teaching yourself how to be liberated from a particular problem. If you've been facing a certain issue lately, I'm seeing this like ability to get past that through the month of March, to transcend that. And it's going to kind of transform a bit. And I think it's directly correlated to new habits in your life. That's going to allow you to transcend whatever this problem is like, yeah, releasing old habits, creating new ones to replace that with as well. So that is what we have there. Let's also go ahead and see the top 3 zodiac signs that are most likely going to be in your life through the month of March. So we're going to roll this 3 times. This could be a representation of someone's sun, moon, or rising sign, or even a reflection of your own. So let's see. We have Aries coming up. So Aries, sun, moon, or rising. We have Cancer. So Aries, Cancer. And Gemini. Aries, Cancer, and Gemini look like they're the top 3 zodiac signs for you for the month of March, the people that are most likely going to be in your life, that you're going to be maybe connecting with, or again, that could be a reflection of your own sun, moon, or rising sign as well. And let's go ahead and roll all these together to get some more info from Spirit. Ooh, work expansion, money expansion. We have the 10th house, Jupiter in Taurus in the 10th house. I'm definitely hearing also up-leveling kind of like your surroundings, and maybe also up-leveling how you take care of yourself is something that I'm hearing through this. So Taurus is really connected to Venus. The 10th house is very connected to Capricorn energy. So this is like very much up-leveling, and this is up-leveling your finances, your beauty, your appearance, your material world. And Jupiter's all about the expansion. So yeah, and I feel like this is directly going to affect your career, perhaps. I feel like you're going to be putting your best foot forward in your career. I feel like you're at this point in your life where you're like, I really want to expect more from myself. I want to do more. And we were kind of picking that up with that judgment card that was there, because the things that you're able to judge, when you're able to judge, like that's not good enough. It's because you're already able to perceive of something better, even if it's just subconscious, right? Because that's how you can see that gap, right? But if you don't have the capability within you to do better, we're a lot of the times not able to perceive of something better. We'll look at something and be like, that's the best thing I've ever seen, because we haven't been able to perceive it better. But when we have the ability within us to become something, to do something, that's when we're able to kind of see and judge, like, that's not quite good enough yet. We have that ability within us. And I really see you kind of just stepping up your game. I feel like there's just more energy and more drive here to do better. There's also more energy and more drive to be like, let me just like, get my life together. There's maybe even like an inspiration coming through from, I don't know, something or some aspect of our life where we see a vision, like there's a vision of what we want to reach. And there's going to be a lot more energy that we have to put towards that vision of what it is that we want to reach and do. But I definitely see more abundance coming in through that. So even if you don't see that abundance yet in March, if you're putting this type of work in to like up-level yourself, to improve, you're going to see that abundance. That abundance will come your way. But I feel like you're going to see quite a bit of that abundance already during the month of March. It just seems like your career is like able to expand, you're able to expand, and you're able to kind of connect to better for yourself. So that is what we have here for my beautiful group number ones. I hope you enjoyed this reading. This was all about your month of March. I am sending you so much love and gratitude. Hit the subscribe button down below if you want to see more videos like this in the future, because I'd love to have you there. And hopefully I see you in my next one. Bye. Okay, so my beautiful group number twos, if you chose this pile, this is going to be your reading, so let's get right into it. Okay, group two, we have yin and time to go. One of the first images that I got from Spirit in my head is that you guys walk really fast. And I feel like there may be this idea to kind of like slow down a bit. Maybe we've been hearing from other people that we should slow down. Or maybe, you know, when we're walking next to one of our friends, maybe they're like, wow, you walk really fast. Or maybe you just kind of like do things at a bit of a faster pace. Maybe we talk fast. Maybe we try to rush certain things because we don't feel... We feel bad for like taking too much time. We are pushing ourselves to reach certain destinations. We're pushing ourselves to do more because maybe we have just, certain things that we want to get to. And there's a sense of impatience. There's a sense of impatience through like your current energy. And I feel like you've kind of come to this time of this awareness of maybe needing to kind of slow down and take a little bit of a break. And it's interesting that we have the yin card coming up because this is the feminine energy. And feminine, like divine feminine energy is the receiving, allowing ourselves to receive, allowing ourselves to also just be and to nurture. That's divine feminine energy, is nurturing. So are we taking enough time to nurture ourselves? Are we taking enough time to be in our own energy? To take time to smell the roses rather than rushing by everything. Spirit really wants to call your attention to a tendency to rush through everything. It seems like even when you're having fun, you're like, okay, I only have 30 minutes, like we need to rush, we need to keep going. And, you know, even if you're driving, I feel like some of you have a tendency to kind of go really fast and try to get by everybody. And Spirit's really coming through right now to say, like, the month of March, it's really important to focus on slowing down a little bit. You know, because if we just run by everything just to get to a particular destination, if we do that our whole lives, are we ever going to take time to just like sit at that destination and to just enjoy it? Or are we ever going to take time to like, you know, stop off somewhere cool and just kind of smell the roses for a second? Sort of like when you're, you know, on a road trip or something. Let's say you're like, I don't know, going to, I don't know, on vacation or something. And let's say you're driving there. And let's say there's something so cool on the side of the road, but we're missing it all the time because we're in such a rush. We're like, no, I have to get there, I have to get there, I have to get there, I have to get to this destination so that I can have fun and so that I can enjoy all these things that I have going on and all these things that I want to see. And let's just say we're passing by all these cool opportunities on the way over there. And then when we get to our destination, we're rushing through all the different things that we're wanting to see and wanting to do because we're like, oh, I have to do this, and I have to do this, and I have to do this, and I have to do this. And are we really taking time to actually be there? Are we really actually taking time to enjoy the moment of what we're doing, you know? And so Spirit really wants to kind of, bring your awareness there, because it's so nice to stop and smell the roses. It's so nice to sit in your feminine energy of being able to receive and being open to what the universe has in store for you, being open to the twists and turns of life. I also feel like some of you like rush out of parties or rush out of, you know, I don't know, when you see someone or have dinner with someone, you're like, oh, time to go. Oh, time to go. You know, and it just, Spirit is like, let's just breathe. Let's relax. Let's take a nice warm bath. Let's have no expectations of when we're going to get out. Let's have no expectations of, you know, all these different things. And sitting and finding more balance in our yin energy will help kind of balance that feminine energy where we're able to receive more. We're able to be more. And it's also the energy of creativity as well. When we're constantly moving and constantly doing and trying to force things, that's when we're in the masculine energy. And it's also where creativity doesn't have time to flow in. Creativity is like this flowing energy, but if we're constantly moving, constantly rushing, that flow energy just has no ability to catch up with us, no ability to kind of just, I don't know, awaken, right? So, but when we're in that being energy, when we just allow ourselves to kind of sit, to be, we'll notice like creative ideas come our way. We'll notice that like passion comes our way, more balance in life comes our way. We're able to rejuvenate. When you're able to rejuvenate, you're able to fill your cup. The feminine is about filling the cup. The masculine is about taking what's in that cup and using it. You know, that's what that is. So the cup, the feminine, is receiving. It receives, it fills with fluid. The masculine is what gives the fluid away. So, sorry to be like very direct there, but that's actually like, you know, that is like kind of the roles of masculine and feminine, and it also explains how the energy of them works. So again, in order to fill your cup, in order to have energy, in order to have creativity, in order to feel fulfilled, we need to have the proper amount of feminine energy where we receive. Then we're going to have a full cup where we can actually give, and we're not just giving so much to where we are literally dried out. We have no creativity, we have no energy left, and we're just forcing like time to go, time to go, time to rush, and why can't I seem to do things with such efficiency anymore? It's because we're drained, right? And I know I'm kind of going off about this right now, but Spirit really wanted me to explain that for whatever reason, so we did. But yeah, I think you're going to get so much out of just relaxing and filling your cup and focusing on filling your cup. You're going to get so much out of that. We also have the Three of Wands coming up for you because, okay, so I'm getting that you're kind of like a dreamer. You like adventure, you like doing things, and there could even be an opportunity in March to kind of travel somewhere where you haven't been before, kind of check out somewhere you haven't been before. Maybe even a road trip. Three of Wands can indicate road trips, it can indicate travel. It can indicate stepping outside of your comfort zone into something new. It can indicate wanting to move forward and being a visionary, like dreaming about your future and like where do we want to go, what do we want to see, what do we want to expand into. And that's kind of the energy that we have here for March. And I'm definitely feeling some sort of possible trip, or maybe even planning a trip could be the Three of Wands as well. So that looks like something's going to happen there within the month of March. We also have the Four of Cups. Sometimes when we're rushing by and we're so focused on like all the things that we need to do, we literally miss opportunities. And we were kind of explaining that earlier, but that's what the Four of Cups also indicates. And it's interesting that that's another one that's coming up, because that's specifically about, like when we're so focused on all these other things, we don't really have room or opportunity for the best possible scenario to just flow in, because we're being so rigid. We're like, no, I can't do that. I don't have time for it. No, I can't take this on. I can't do that. Like when we are so, again, hyper focused on certain things, we're not allowing the expansion. We're not really allowing miracles or magic to come in and happen. So this month is about being more open to receiving miracles and magic in your life. We also have the King of Cups here. This is allowing flow, of course. The King of Cups is kind of like the flow of the water. And it's also talking about the cup, the full cup. The month of March is so deeply about filling your cup. I also think that you have this tendency to always help other people. That's something that's also coming through, this tendency to put your needs behind the needs of other people and behind the needs of like different responsibilities that you already have on your plate, rather than sort of focusing on what do I really need right now? What does my soul and my heart really desire right now? The month of March is this deep, deep learning about how to fill your own cup and how that's going to help transform your entire world, your entire life, your entire reality. We also have the Two of Wands as well. This one deals with like kind of planning things ahead. and seeing how you want to maybe create different shifts in your life. And I'm also hearing networking might happen. I think that there's going to be some sort of outing with someone in your life, like maybe a little adventure with someone in the month of March. Stepping outside of your comfort zone, exploring something new with some sort of friend is another thing that I'm getting from this. Also, the King of Cups can sometimes indicate that we have a particular person in our life that's most likely a water sign. So that's Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. Someone's sun, moon, or rising. So somebody might be in your life that's sort of teaching you more how to fill your cup. Giving you that wisdom. This could also indicate someone who's just really emotionally fulfilled themselves, and we might be asking them questions like, how do you stay on top of that? How do you do all that? How do you get so much done and you're still so put together and so evenly balanced? And we might be gaining advice on that and learning through that. I'm also hearing that there could be content that you are looking through or looking at, like, that will provide like this wisdom of more like emotional kind of fulfillment. And there may be some sort of planning about how can I incorporate that into my life. We also have Queen of Wands coming up as well. Queen of Wands can indicate a fire sign person in our life. So there could be a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries person in our life. Or again, these two cards can also just indicate you. And with the Queen of Wands, she is like inspiring. She asks herself, what do I want today? What do I want to do? And she also allows room for spontaneity. And she's also very aware of like different aspects of herself, like her shadow side, her unconscious side, the sides of ourselves that maybe cause triggers or cause like us to think in negative ways. She's very aware of those aspects of herself. So I think that this is a card indicating that we may be gaining more awareness on those parts of ourselves so that we can actually utilize them and overcome them and see them for what they are. And once we see them for what they are, we're like, oh, okay, I can see how to break out of this. I can see how to break out of that pattern. So I think another thing for you is learning how to break out of those types of patterns where we're not really honoring ourselves in the way where we're filling our cup and doing all that. So let's go ahead and see what else we get for you. So group 2, the month of March for my beautiful group 2s. Okay, we have let it go. Let it go. So what is something that you feel internally, like you've been feeling like, I just need to let that thing go. I need to kind of cut ties with that. I need to cut the pattern or cycle of that, or feeling like I'm attached to something. Beautiful uncaging, allowing yourself to be free, to make your own decisions. Allowing your heart to kind of speak about what it wants rather than kind of denying the heart. I feel like there's an energy where maybe we've been sort of denying our heart. Our heart's been calling for something and we've been like, nope. We may be letting go of the cage on our heart. We might be letting go of that restriction. How have we been restricting ourselves and not allowing us to do what we desire? Have we been working on meeting other people's expectations and other people's desires, or meeting other people's schedules rather than kind of focusing on our own, right? And in what way do we need to maybe break some of those cycles so that we can make room in our life for what we really want? What's something that we need to be like, okay, no more. I'm going to let that go. I'm going to allow my heart to kind of speak about what it wants, listen to it a little bit more, and sort of decide how I can bring more fulfillment to myself. Like, what's going to bring me that? Okay. Let's see what else we get. I also feel like there's going to be some big cord cutting that you're doing in the month of March to certain attachments. And this could be attachments to certain people in your life that you no longer want, or it can be attachments to like habits or patterns that we have. We also have into me, I see. Let's get one more card here. There's going to be a much deeper like understanding of the self. Let me see. I'm also hearing like there was a restriction of the voice. That's something I'm randomly hearing right now. It's like a restriction of the voice. It's interesting. We also have the storyteller coming up. That's cool. I want to get into that in a second. But where have you not been speaking your truth when it comes to what you really want? Or if you want to do something and then, telling yourself like, oh no, like I can't do that because of this and this and this. And like, no, I shouldn't do that because this. Like, where have we been really restricting ourselves and restricting our voice and not really speaking what we really want? Because maybe it's like gonna step on someone else's toes, or maybe we're trying to uphold a certain image, trying to uphold a certain, I don't know, something. But is it really serving us? Like, how are we? It's time to kind of let that restriction go. Allow your heart to kind of speak about what it wants and say, okay, like, maybe that is good for me to focus on filling my cup. Maybe if I do really want to do something, I should allow myself to do that. Maybe I should break a certain habit with something that isn't really fulfilling me. I think you're just going to have such a deeper understanding with yourself. You're going to be connecting with yourself. Instead of asking other people, what do you want? What's good for you? How can we accommodate you? I feel like the month of March is like, how can I accommodate myself? It's not selfish to do that once in a while. We need that balance in our life, right? We need the balance of giving and receiving. And I really just hearing from Spirit, like, this is your month to focus on receiving. This is your month to focus on what is it that you want? What is the pattern and schedule in your life that you want? What is the flow that you want in your life? The fulfillment. And it's time to kind of write a new story for yourself, to kind of see things in a new way. In the month of March, I just really see you doing that. I feel like there's certain things that you've been wanting to do and speak about. And the key, some of you are getting into journaling and planning. Some of you are getting into journaling, planning, deeper practices. Writing and communication is something that's like, maybe you're going to be working on something. I'm seeing like also studying and maybe learning something, like taking time to do something that you've been really wanting to do and starting it. You're like, let me do it for myself. Let me do it for myself. Yeah. So definitely more respect for yourself is coming through in this next month. We're also going to take out these cards next. I actually want to take out these ones first. Okay, let's see. What else do we get for you? Group number 2, we have the Death card coming up. This indicates a big transformation. Also the death of an old aspect of ourselves. And the universe, definitely I'm seeing cord cutting within that one too. Kind of like not feeling like we need to be responsible for the entire universe, not feeling like we need to be responsible for other people's happiness. That's actually something I felt so deep right there when that message came through. So not feeling the need to uphold the universe, to please the entire universe. We can also please ourselves and not feeling responsible for pleasing the universe or pleasing everyone else. No longer feeling that responsibility. Like, sure, we could do that once in a while because it's a nice way of contributing, and we should always contribute to the betterment of the world. I feel like that's a beautiful thing. But at the same time, we can't be responsible for absolutely everything and everyone, and we shouldn't be. We're only ever responsible for ourselves. And we can give once in a while, but again, that's when we have that plethora of extra energy to give, right? Not giving when we're depleted, because, what's the point of that anyway, right? So let's see. Let's get another card here. For my group 2s for the month of March, I really think it's letting go of responsibility of other people's happiness, letting go of responsibility of the state of the world. I feel like some of you take on the responsibility of the state of the world and you're like, I can't have a moment of fun unless everything else is doing good. And I can't allow myself to have a moment of fun unless I am contributing in a big way. Otherwise, why am I worthy of taking a break? Why am I worthy of having fun, right? Why am I worthy of filling my cup, right? and you are worthy. Again, it's kind of like that same thing where when you go on an airplane and they're like, you have to like put on your own mask before assisting others. And it makes so much sense, because like if we are like helping somebody else but we pass out, then that person's not going to be helped, nor are we going to be helped. So we have to help ourselves before we help others. It's just like the only way that things actually work. So yeah, we also have the devotion card here. I think this kind of is pointing at our, you know, our deep kind of tendency to be very devoted to certain things, which again is beautiful, but we need to also create the devotion to ourselves. And I think the month of March is about creating that devotion to you. Because in helping us, we do help others. We cannot help others without helping ourselves. So we must help ourselves. And I think that you're coming back to that, circling back to that in the month of March, and focusing on the betterment of you and the balance of you, which is going to be very transformative for you. So let's go ahead and take out our Astro dice. We're going to roll the zodiac sign dice 3 times to get the top 3 most likely zodiac signs that will be in your life during the month of March. This could be somebody's sun, moon, or rising sign. So yeah, or it could even be a reflection of your own. So let's roll it and see what we get for you. I'm also getting a quick phone call, so I'm going to be right back. All right, I am back. So let's go ahead and roll this dice. Let's see. Okay, we have Aquarius coming up. So Aquarius, sun, moon, and rising may be prominent in your life. We also have Taurus coming through. And then Sagittarius. So Aquarius, Taurus, and Sagittarius. Aquarius, sun, moon, and rising, Taurus, or Sagittarius look like they're the top 3 most likely zodiac signs. So now let's take all these 3 dice together to get any last info for you. Okay, so we have the North Node being in the sign of Libra in the 12th house. Okay, North Node, Libra, 12th house. The North Node is our destination and where we're going to find our destiny, where our energy is moving. Being in Libra, this is about balance. And then the 12th house is our mental kind of mind, our inner world, our creativity, our deeper aspects of ourselves. It also talks about our subconscious mind. And our subconscious mind may be always thinking about other people. You're moving in the destiny of balance within the mind. Balance within the mind. So healing the mind. Balance within creativity, so we can receive creativity and then give creativity. Right? Because we have to receive creativity before we're able to give it. And receiving comes through being, through allowing, not constantly giving. We can't receive creativity when we're constantly giving the creativity. Right? It's pretty hard. So we need to work on that beautiful cycle of giving and receiving, and then that's the balance. And a bit more about the 12th house here too. This is sort of like, I'm hearing this like deep honesty within yourself. Also being able to balance your mind in a way where we're moving forward. We're creating a cycle of replenishment and being able to utilize that energy to move forward. So yeah, let's see if I'm seeing anything else in these cards here. Definitely a deep letting go of being responsible for other things. Maybe seeing subconsciously different things that were holding you back and feeling the ability to break through with that. Yeah, that is what I'm seeing here. Also, I'm hearing another thing about being able to receive from our friends or even our loved ones, opening up to being able to receive more. Yeah, that's another thing I'm hearing in this, and allowing that to kind of come through during the month of March. And I feel like you're going to be attracting that in the month of March, attracting kind of people being like giving back to you. So yeah, that is what we have here for my beautiful group number 2s. I hope you enjoyed this video, this reading. I am sending you so much love, and I hope you have a beautiful and amazing month. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, definitely hit the subscribe button down below, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Alright, so my group 3s, if you chose this pile, oh my goodness, my lighting is going crazy. There's a lot of sun coming through the window right now, but yes, if you chose this pile, let's go ahead and get right into your reading. Okay, group 3, we have a leg up and building blocks. One of the energies that I'm feeling from this is that lately in your life, it's almost felt like we've needed to put a lot of effort to make little movement, right? And maybe it's been feeling like there's been a lot of resistance to kind of moving forward. That's the kind of energy that I'm getting. Like, it's felt like there's a lot of resistance when it comes time to do things, and maybe we feel a little bit low energy. We might be feeling a bit low energy, and like it's kind of hard to get out of bed, or it's kind of hard to get ourselves motivated to do our laundry and then fold it and put it away, or just things like this. And one of the messages from Spirit is that it's okay to ask for help, and there's also another message that it's about to get much easier for you. And right now you're sort of building the energy to get to the next level. And sometimes we do feel resistance, and resistance can come when it's time for us to maybe slow down and like look around for a little bit, think about what it is that we really want. Because when we have resistance, it can kind of indicate that we're going about things in a not so great way. For example, like, let's say that we are trying to manifest something. Let's say that we're trying to manifest creating the most beautiful painting, but then we're forcing ourselves to do it every day. We're absolutely forcing, we're feeling a lot of resistance every time we do it. And then let's say we have a lot of like, oh, I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough. Whatever energy we put into something is also the energy that we get out of it. And resistance tells us that we're not really putting in the proper energy, and we might be kind of pushing for something that isn't really in full alignment with us anyway. So sometimes we kind of need to take a step back and then look at like, what do I need to kind of shift, or what do I need to maybe change? It sort of reminds me of that kind of like hangman moment of life, where a perspective shift will help us kind of shift where we're going, and we're going to notice a lot less resistance. Kind of like sailing, when we're sailing and then we're going against the winds and we're wondering why it's so hard to move forward. It's because we're met with a lot of resistance, and maybe we're meant to kind of like change directions for a little bit, and maybe it's going to bring us to a new magical island that we never knew existed off to the side that the wind was trying to push us in, right? So just allowing for a little bit more flow in your life and realizing that there may be a divine purpose behind this. And what I'm feeling is that there is actually quite a big divine purpose behind this, and there's going to be some higher learning that is going to come through for you. And the building blocks card is like getting stuff done. I really feel like the month of March, there will be a time where things actually start flowing, and it just feels like things are then falling into place. Whereas right now it may be kind of hard to get our energy moving, it may be hard to get our energy going. The month of March is kind of bringing the energy where things are falling into place. We have all the blocks in front of us to start building this new vision, but I really think it's like time to think about what vision you want to build, and then just allow like certain things to fall where they may, and yeah, allow the winds of change to kind of push you into, or guide you, I guess, guide you into new magical places. I'm hearing that there's like a miracle waiting for you. A miracle waiting for you where, yeah, it's like things are gonna fall into place the more that we stop pushing against the resistance. Things are gonna start kind of falling into place. Also, sorry, I have so much bad allergies today, so if I'm sniffling, that is why. They're doing like so much construction in our neighborhood, and they're always like cutting, oh, that card just like flew away. They're always cutting like wood and stuff, and like the wood chips in the air like been giving me some allergies. But yeah, we have the Knight of Swords here as well. This can indicate that also, again, we're going against the headwinds. This card is also against the headwinds. Think about what is it that you really, really want in life? And what would be the energy, the proper energy of going about it? What is the energy we are putting into what we desire? For example, if we desire a life where we don't have to work so hard and we're making a lot of money, but let's say we're going about that life by working really hard in order to make a lot of money, then we're building a life where we have to work really hard to make a lot of money, you know? And so, what energy are you putting towards your desires? Is it an energy where we're fearing lack? You know, when we're forcing ourselves to do something because we're so scared of what will happen if we don't, or we're so scared of like, you know, like not feeling good or not getting a good outcome, because the energy that we put into something is also the energy that we get out of it. So we must kind of figure out a way to put in the energy that we're wanting to get out. Energy is like a boomerang, and we're going to attract back to us what we're being and the energy that we're putting into these things. And so listening when you're facing headwinds, because it's maybe a sign that the energy of what you're trying to go is in contradiction to what you're actually wanting. And so being able to shift this around to put in the energy that you do want and to get into alignment with that is going to help you build the direction. And you're going to notice that all of a sudden the wind is just helping push you. And that's kind of like these building blocks where they fall into place. They fall into place because all of a sudden the wind and the direction that we're building are working together. Okay? Sorry, allergies coming through. Then we also have the Justice card here, and this is very connected to Libra. It even shows Libra on this card, which is kind of cool. And this is being honest with ourselves, being honest with others. There may actually be something where either we have something that we really need to be honest about, and maybe that's what we've been having a hard time like with. Maybe there's something that we really need to say. We also have Knight of Swords. There could also be information coming through from another person that really has like some truth to kind of like let off their chest, really has something that they just need to kind of like say and be honest about and be open about with you. So I feel like that's also something that's going to come through in the month of March, is like someone has something that they desire to say. Or I'm really also feeling like this could be you. It could be you that has something that you really want to kind of say or get off your chest or be open about. I also am hearing like promises to being honest coming through. Also have Nine of Swords. Another reason why you may be feeling resistance, the Nine of Swords coming up can indicate that maybe we've been having a lot of worries that have kept us up at night. Maybe we're not sleeping as good. Maybe we're not getting as much rest as we need. And rest can come in all different kinds of forms. And there may just be something on your mind right now that we're wanting to kind of get off our chest. Also, things that maybe are stressing us out that we've been trying so hard to kind of like get over, that we've been trying so hard to kind of like overcome. This is going to come through kind of like putting your foot down. The Justice card is putting your foot down and also looking at what direction are you going in. Are you going in the direction where there's a lot of resistance, or are we going in the direction that's actually like helping us build the future that we desire? Okay, we also have the World card coming up. I'm going to adjust the lighting a lot in this video because the clouds are causing all sorts of fun lighting to come through. So the World card is when we complete a phase. I'm feeling like a stressful cycle is ending for you, and it's time to prepare a new cycle ahead of you through the month of March. We also have the Page of Wands here as well. This can indicate exciting new ideas. Also, I just want to mention that the Knight of Swords, the Page of Wands can both indicate people. There may be like a younger person in your life that may be a fire sign, for example, like Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries that might be coming into your life to offer kind of more of a fun, sort of new, more youthful perspective. There may also be a sword sign or air sign person in your life, which would be Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. And these people, this person may be connected to the kind of like honesty that we need and the better balance that we might need, and knowing how to kind of confront situations. Whereas this Page of Wands person may just have this like more kind of like fun sort of outlook that we need. And also this could indicate us as well, where we're open to kind of having more fun and being a little bit more playful with life. And I feel like around March 27th, 17th and 27th, the number 7 is sticking out to me. March 17th and 27th are both days where I feel like there's gonna be the like deeper realizations about how we can just have fun and sort of like let go of where we're kind of putting our energy and our focus. We might be coming back to a more kind of youthful energy, allowing ourselves to kind of just open up and have a little bit more fun and a little bit more enjoyment, and also kind of creating more balance and putting our foot down about things. Putting our foot down to create more balance, more harmony, and more flow. Especially if there's like someone in your life that's like an air sign that maybe we need to be more honest with. Maybe we need to create more balance. I'm hearing the word forgiveness is coming up huge within these two cards as well. We might even be receiving an apology from someone. Someone may not understand what it is that we're going through. Someone in our life may not fully understand it, and maybe they are gaining that wisdom and that understanding through the month of March, and there may be some sort of an apology. But I feel like it goes both ways. It literally goes both ways in this case, where it's like maybe there's apologies we need to give and apologies that we're worthy of receiving, that we need to receive. That's coming through with this. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into our next deck of cards here. So group 3, what else do we have for the month of March? For group 3, let's see, we have birds of a feather, people in your life. Like this is a month of who are we surrounding ourselves with? Who are we spending our time with? Also, I randomly have like hair stuck to one of these little gemstones on my hand, but yeah. Oh my God, ears wide open. Oh wow. Someone has something to say. Someone has something to say to you, group number 3. And again, it may be like an apology because they're finally like understanding you on a deeper level, and they're kind of seeing more about you and your own struggles, and there's a deeper understanding. And someone's really here to kind of like listen. You're here to listen. Again, it's this receiving. It's very reciprocative, where yeah, there's forgivenesses and apologies. That's on a two-way street between you and someone else who's likely an air sign. The birds of a feather as well. I feel like there's a makeup happening, like a forgiveness and sort of a rebonding with someone, and also kind of looking at who do we hang around with the most? Who do we really want in our life? Who really matters to us? I feel like you might be making a new friend as well. These two cards, I feel like that you might be making a new friend. Yeah. And listening is going to be so big. Spirit just has an advice about listening and being really receptive to what people are truly saying. Because sometimes when we just listen to the surface level of what somebody's saying, sometimes we miss a lot of information that sort of isn't said. But when we can really listen and be engaged and receptive to when somebody's speaking to us, a lot of the times we'll hear a lot more, right? And being receptive to questioning like, okay, is this what they're really meaning? And maybe actually utilizing the ability of communication to gain deeper understanding of what it is that we might be hearing, so that we know that we are fully understanding somebody and picking up on exactly what it is that they're trying to say and tell us. Oh my goodness, look at all bunch of cards just flew out on that shuffle. Okay, we have Into Me I See. These ones kind of came up for another group. I feel like reshuffling this because these literally came up for another group, but we'll just kind of go through it anyway and then just get some other cards. So I feel like this one's someone's gonna have a deeper understanding of you, but I also feel like you're having a deeper understanding of yourself. Somebody may write up an explanation for you. You may receive some sort of like long text from somebody, or somebody may call you to kind of explain something on a deeper level. They're going to open their heart. There's certain things that somebody hasn't told you. They haven't fully told you. And this also could be a reflection of you too towards that person, since it's very reciprocative. It's very like two-way. It's just about opening up and sort of allowing feelings to be liberated. And then, yeah. This is a communication between two people, a tie between two people, and being able to let something go from the past and a deeper understanding. This connection, it's like so deeply understood. Being able to let things go from the past because there's a deeper understanding that's coming through. So maybe that's why these cards came up for you. Very different message than what the other group had actually, but same cards that came up. I also do want to pull out a couple of other unique ones. Let's see, maybe just one more here from this deck. Let's see, group 3, Beyond the Ordinary. This group, I feel like you have a connection to like fantasy things and kind of like being different, standing out. And maybe we haven't allowed ourselves to kind of do that lately. Maybe we've been kind of restricting ourselves and being a little bit more hard on ourselves. Like, no, we have to try to fit in a little bit more. No, we have to kind of like bend along with the crowd a little bit more, but you are uniquely different. And I feel like this is a re-embracing of your uniqueness and allowing more of that uniqueness to kind of come out again, to kind of speak for itself again, rather than trying to dim our light because maybe we're scared of like offending other people. Maybe we're scared of other people thinking we're strange or that we're weird. And I feel like, yeah, you've definitely possibly repressed different aspects of yourself in order to maybe fit in more, to be accepted, so that you don't like all of a sudden, you know, cause drama or make people question you a lot or other things like that. But I really feel like it's a time of just re-embracing the you, re-embracing the uniqueness that you are, and realizing that even if certain people don't like you, they don't have to be part of your flock. Birds of a feather flock together. They don't necessarily have to be part of that flock, right? So let's see what we get here. We have the Poet. Ooh, romanticizing your life is coming through. This also deals with self-expression, and you may also find like the perfect words for something. I'm hearing that you're going to find the perfect words for something, especially if you're facing a scenario with someone else where maybe we're needing to be truthful, maybe we're needing to be honest and open and a bit more vulnerable. It's like you're literally finding the perfect words to explain so that somebody understands you deeper, to also understand others deeper. I feel like a conversation's just going to flow, like a really important conversation is just going to flow. And there's a new beginning with this person. It's like a fresh kind of like, oh, we can let all that stuff go from the past. Yeah, and this also says reimagine the way forward. Self-expression brings perspective, reimagining the way forward. So your future is going to shift a little bit, and you're going to be able to explain something that has been needing to be explained, and then it's going to help a lot. Cutting ties with something, maybe cutting ties to an old way of being, cutting something out that's no longer serving you, that maybe wasn't serving you for a long time, and we're just needing to end that. We're like, okay, I literally can't do that anymore. I can't keep doing that. We can't keep being so accommodating, or we can't keep being so like, I don't know, allowing people to take advantage of us or other things, you know, like definitely the ending to a certain habit. We also have the Alchemist, so the ability to kind of shift something and take something that maybe wasn't so good, learn from it, and totally shift it into something that is serving us. So maybe there's going to be a alchemization of this old energy, whatever this conversation's maybe going to be. And maybe this is an alchemization of yourself, kind of taking a negative situation and turning it into a positive one. And Spirit's coming through saying, don't fear this situation, this conversation, or whatever this is, because it's something that's going to transform for the better. Like, you don't need this extra weight in your life is what I'm hearing. Share wisdom. I think there's going to be such a deep understanding between you and another person through like a conversation that's going to happen, and it's going to turn out for the better. Like, even if you don't see it in the moment, although I feel like the conversation is going to end up going like quite positively with a lot of understanding, but yeah, there's going to be good that comes from that and positive transformation. So let's now go ahead and get into our Astro dice to get any last information. We're first going to take our zodiac sign dice. We're going to roll it 3 times to get the top 3 most likely zodiac signs that'll be in your life through the month of March. This could be somebody's sun, moon, or rising sign, or even a reflection of your own. So let's see. Group 3. What are our prominent zodiac signs? We have Gemini coming up for you. So Gemini, sun, moon, or rising. We have Scorpio coming up. Gemini, Scorpio, sun, moon, or rising. We also have Taurus. So Taurus, sun, moon, or rising. So those are our top 3 zodiac signs. Gemini, Scorpio, and Taurus. So those are going to be the prominent, most likely zodiac signs. Again, that could also be a reflection of your own. Now let's go ahead and roll this all together to get any last information from my beautiful group 3s. Oh, that one. We have a Leo energy coming up too. Let's see our other. So moon in Leo in the 12th house. The 12th house is our subconscious, our mind, our mentality. Can also indicate secrets, especially when the moon is in the 12th house. And Leo brings them to light. Leo brings different inner emotions. And it's not necessarily secrets, like maybe we're not keeping a secret, but maybe there's certain things that we've had going on in our mind that we've been holding on to mentally. Emotions we've been sort of repressing or keeping unknown. Leo helps us radiate them and say them also in loving ways, because Leo is also about the heart. So I feel like there's going to be information that we're opening up about from our heart, allowing emotions to kind of flow out. This could also be, again, receiving those certain emotions from somebody. Let's see, what else am I seeing in here? I'm seeing creativity, because this can also point to a lot of creativity coming through, a lot of new ideas that we're like, ooh, and they make us feel a spark. They set our heart on fire, because we're like, ooh, I really want that, or I really resonate with that. It can unlock a lot of creativity. It can also indicate or unlock a lot of psychic intuition. Maybe we're feeling things deeply in our heart, a lot of emotions deeply in our heart, and we're like, yep, I'm feeling that. You know, and it's like an emotion we cannot deny. Maybe we're expressing it. This can also indicate positive emotions are coming through as well. The expression of positive emotions, the expression of a deep love that we actually feel, a deep admiration that we actually feel. So yes, those are our cards here, my beautiful group number 3s. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up to let me know that. Hit the subscribe button down below if you want to see more videos like this in the future, because I'd love to have you there. And hopefully I see you in my next one. Bye! Okay, so my beautiful group number 4s, if you chose this amethyst pile, then this is going to be your reading, so let's get right into it. Okay, group 4, you are the total opposite of a different group that we had that had the yin energy, and now you have the yang energy for group 4. One thing, this is going to be a very productive month for you. If you've been feeling like behind on certain things, or if there's certain things that, I don't know, you've been really wanting to just move forward on and dive into and do and make happen, like dive into more of like a being productive kind of energy, then this is going to be the month for you, because the yang energy is very productive. It's also the energy of giving. And so I feel like this month is a month where things are going to get done very quickly, very fast. It's almost going to feel like anything that you do, anything that you put your energy into, just like magic happens and it gets done. I just feel like it's not going to be a slow month for you. It is not going to be a slow month, and it's not going to be a month where things are taking forever to happen. It's just like things are happening very quickly. I'm so sorry, I'm just like smacking against my camera here. But yeah, a lot is happening. if you felt like things have been slow in your life, or if there's something that has been taking a slow time to happen for you, March is your breakthrough. March is the month where that's no longer going to be held back or delayed. This is the month where everything is just flowing. Everything is happening. All the ideas are coming to us. All of the means, the know-how, the ways are coming through for us, and things are able to completely just take off and begin happening in your life. Also, I apologize in advance for the lighting. There's so many clouds. There's been clouds in like a lot of my readings lately, and it messes up with the lighting a lot. So forgive me for that. We also do have the Five of Pentacles coming up. If there has been like a struggle for money or to kind of just make things happen in your life, this is the month of like taking responsibility for any problem that you're facing and having the ability to change it. Because when we do take responsibility for where we are, that's literally when we give ourselves the opportunity and the power to change it. And that is one thing that's going to be happening in your month for sure, is the ability to change your future. And this is going to be a huge month of change in your future. Like, this is a complete letting go of victim mentality, of hardship. This is a month where we're like, I'm just going to change around my hardship, and I'm going to do everything it takes to change around this situation. There's a situation that you're so ready to change. You're so ready to call your power back and to shift the realities of this situation. I feel like you're just so done living a certain way or struggling with something. You're just so done with it. You're so over it. There's this energy of like, I'm just going to shift it. I'm literally just going to take responsibility for this and do everything I can to shift this. This could be literally anything that you're struggling with. This could be money. This could be health. This could be a person in your life. This could be something that you really want to do that maybe we haven't seen the results of yet, right? Anything. This could be literally anything in your life that's been sort of an issue that you're facing, and this is going to be a massive, massive shift in your future. I also think that you're literally shifting your future in such a big way right now, group number 4. Like, one thing that I'm actually feeling for you that I've literally never said in any reading before is you're changing your future right now in a very drastic way, to the point where if there's been certain predictions for you that have predicted like negative things, or if you've been feeling a negative energy lately, if you've been facing something kind of negative or something sort of hard, or something where you're questioning a lot, like, am I going in the right direction, or is there going to be a good outcome? Like, if you've been questioning a lot, there's going to be such a major shift through your whole energy in the month of March into a much better direction, where you're going to be literally overcoming something big and moving forward to changing a negative situation, that you are making like a quantum leap. And if you don't know what a quantum leap is, definitely maybe Google it or something, but it's basically when we create such a drastic change that it's like, what? And you're changing your future in a really positive way. This is going to have like repercussions through like even 12 years from now. It's creating repercussions that are very positive for you, that are creating like a really good change to lead you somewhere where you're no longer going to have to like continue to struggle with this. You're down about something right now. There's something that has been a dark cloud over you. This is the perfect way to explain it. Oh my gosh, this is, okay. Wow, I just had an epiphany. Okay. There's been a dark cloud over you. There's literally going to be a bunch of wind that's just going to shift that cloud away. Like, you're calling in the wind right now. Your energy is creating this momentum in the wind, which is, the wind can be seen as our energy. And when our energy all of a sudden is moving so fast in another direction, all those old clouds, all those old problems are literally just gushed out the window. They're no longer over top of us. We can't even see them. Literally, just like on a windy day, which is actually what we're having. Literally, that's the weather right now as I'm making this video, which is crazy. And we had like some of the strongest winds I've ever heard of, like last night. We've been having all this rain and stuff, and it's literally pushing all these clouds away. We're randomly having these moments, these breakthrough moments of sunlight. And I feel like talking about that right now in your reading, because I feel like that's so relevant to your life right now. It seems like there's these positive moments, and then there may be these hard moments, and these positive moments, and these hard moments. And that may have been this kind of shift that's going on right now, but that's an indication that you're creating a lot of wind and momentum in your life where it's now getting rid of those dark clouds. Those are going away. So continue to create that wind, continue to use that action, that yang energy of moving things in the right direction, figuring things out, taking action to literally figure out like everything in your life that you want to shift, that you want to change. And let's be in the creation energy of building what we desire. That's something that I'm seeing for you for the month of March. We also have the Queen of Swords coming through as well. And that's interesting because in her regular depiction, she actually has like a dark cloud over her, which is kind of interesting. But I'm seeing like a breakthrough of being able to cut through that. And the sword indicates our mind, and it can indicate information. So I think there's going to be new information, new ideas coming to mind that help us sort of break through and cut through that old cloud. Breakthroughs are coming through very strong, especially if there's been something that you've been kind of negative about lately. A change in wind. There's a change in your mindset. There's a change in your ability. And yang indicates this buildup of energy where we feel like, oh, wait, let's take action. Let's change this circumstance. We also have, oh my gosh, we have the Page of Cups coming up. Wow. Okay. That's so weird because when I was shuffling the cards before even like doing this video, this card kept popping out at me and I was like, oh, I think that's a message for me. And then like, of course, when I choose the cards, I like don't look at them or anything. And I was wondering like, I wonder if that's going to come up for a group, and I wonder if it's going to end up being kind of like, I don't know, a message for me perhaps as well. But anyway, I don't know. The Page of Cups can indicate that there's new information coming through for something. It can also indicate that we're getting like a new idea that helps us think outside of the box. We may be taking a new approach to something. And I also think that there's going to be a focus of filling your cup by letting your creativity begin to flow again. The Page of Cups is such a fun card because it's sort of like allowing ourselves to just be silly, be fun, be eccentric. I feel like there's a spiritual side that you're getting in touch with again with the Page of Cups. There's like a spiritual essence that you're diving into again, and almost accepting your intuition is something that I'm feeling in this card. Accepting your intuition, accepting the mystical. Also, is this like a dragon on this card? What is this? Let's look at this. That looks like a dragon to me. Or a seahorse, maybe? I'm getting seahorse dragon vibes from this card. Either way, this is a time of like blooming and allowing your interesting sides to kind of come out, allowing your light to come out without a fear of being judged for it. The Page of Cups is literally a card where it's depicted with a boy with a fish in his cup, and he's walking around with a fish in his cup, and he's like, guys, look what I caught, because he's like, probably, and there's an ocean in the background, or a lake or whatever, and he's probably, fishing for things and fishing for ideas, fishing for information, fishing for discovery. He's trying to discover himself, his emotions, trying to dive deeper into certain things. And I just feel like it's a month of discovery for you, where we may be discovering new things that can fill our cup, new things that can fulfill us. And we may be searching for that. And as you're watching this video, you may be wondering, okay, what are new fun things that I can begin to add into my life to create more fulfillment, to create more happiness? And that's something that you're actually going to discover, a new thing in the month of March that brings you more fulfillment. There's a new thing that you're going to discover. You're just going to fish up. It's going to come from a random kind of moment where we discover kind of a new thing that is, fulfilling to us. We also have the Five of Cups coming out as well. The Five of Cups comes up when, again, there's something kind of daunting on us. We're surrounded by the 5 and the 5. And we also have 2 court cards here. The court cards can indicate different people in our life. It can also indicate ourselves. So for example, the Queen of Swords, this could be an air sign person. So Gemini, Libras, or Aquarius, or again, that could be a reflection of you, or at least the energies of what you're going through right now. Page of Cups can also indicate someone in your life as well. So this could be a water sign person, such as Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. And being surrounded by 2 5s here, the 2 5s, 5 is the number of change. 5 is the number of unexpected, uncontrollable change, but it's also divine change. This is divine change from the universe. And it's interesting because the card that we had at first is a change of wind. So this whole reading is about a massive shift that's coming into your life that you're creating to get past this situation that you feel like you're surrounded by, this cloud that you feel like is surrounding your life right now. This is a shift in wind so that we can get the fog away. We could get all of the cloud and the rain gone. And I feel like it's going to come through new ideas. The search for truth, the search for information, cutting through to see the light, to see the positivity, to see the potential. Keeping a young, open mind where we're like, I know that there's a possibility and I know that there's a miracle, because the Page of Cups can also indicate a miracle being found. We also have the Knight of Cups coming in, which again could indicate a person. This would be another water sign person, so Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. But Knight of Cups also, there's a deeper journey to find fulfillment and to go after something. And I also think there's a developing of this new hobby or interest. There's a development of it where we're going to begin incorporating it into our life more. We're going to begin incorporating more fulfilling things into our life so that we kind of get out of this cloud. It could also be a person coming your way with an invitation. Both of these cards can indicate an invitation from somebody, like, oh, do you want to go and do this? Or do you want to come with me to this thing? And we might be like, yeah, that actually sounds kind of nice. And that might end up blossoming something new for us. There's an absolute change in wind for you though. Like, wow, my group number 4s, big change in your life to help get rid of this sort of darker cloud. Also, the lighting is getting crazy again. Let's go ahead and shuffle these cards and see what else we get for you. So group 4, month of March. Body and soul. In what ways is your body speaking to you? In what ways do you kind of feel certain things? Like what feels in alignment versus what feels out of alignment? Your body will always tell you through emotions what is in alignment versus what is out of alignment. These 2 cards keep coming up, I swear, for like almost every pile. So let's go with it. There could be certain things where we're allowing ourselves to open up to new ideas. I think some of you will be reading a lot. And it may feel also like there's important wisdom that you have to share, especially after kind of like creating change. I feel like it's almost like there's important information for you to share. A burst of magic. Oh my goodness. Again, we have a card about miracles. I really think there's going to be a miracle that kind of comes into your life. This could be a miracle through another person. Maybe a person has like a story to share with you that'll be very transformative for you, because maybe it very much is applicable to what you're going through. And it's going to help you sort of unlock like a new idea, or allow you to kind of open up so you can be free again, so that you're not stuck in this cloud, or you're not stuck in this protection mode. I feel like a lot of you are in protection mode. You're trying to protect yourself. But I'm seeing again this breakthrough, this sort of miracle, and this miracle may just be something that somebody tells you or invites you to, or something you're going to hear, something that you're going to learn, that is going to kind of be this miracle and this sort of catalyst. This is reminding me of a catalyst to major change for you, getting back in harmony and in sync with your body and soul. I really feel like Spirit's around you a lot right now. Group 4. Spirit is around you a lot. They're like, your spirit guides are with you, and they're really helping you guide through something, and they want you to know that they've been here through this whole thing. That's something that's coming through really deep right now from them. There's a message that they just really want you to hear right now, and that message is they've been beside you this whole time. They are here, whether you feel it or trust it or not, and they are helping you. They're helping guide you to the breakthrough, to the miracle, to the higher wisdom, to the higher learning. They're helping you get back into alignment. They're helping guide you wherever that you want to go. And they say that they've not left your side. They've not left your side. They also have a message saying, trust. Trust in this beautiful change. It's there. Open your heart. Open your love. They're opening their love to you. But open your heart. Love yourself. Love yourself. I'm hearing nourishment. The word nourishment, proper nourishment. Let's see what else we get for you. We also have the sage, getting rid of something negative. Literally, that's what sage does. Maybe it's also connecting to the power of different plants, because, for example, sage is such a powerful plant of clearing, and we could use sage spice in food, or we could even take sage rolls and burn them to clear energy of our space. But I'm also just hearing in general from Spirit, like there's a huge clearing happening in the month of March where we're able to kind of clear out some negativity. We're able to clear it out of our energetic field. We're able to kind of let go of it a little bit more. And I'm hearing the removal of a problem. The removal of a problem is coming through. Let's see what else we get. This card looked like it wanted to come out. We have self-love coming through. Oh, this is literally a month of like giving to yourself. What do you really need? What has been coming through for you where your body has been asking for something? What has your body been asking for? Is your body just asking generally, just simply for love and acceptance? I'm also hearing the energy to feel like you can show off, to feel like you can sit comfortably in your own skin with the ability to love yourself so much that you're okay, like shining your light, letting your light shine, stepping into the best version of yourself without being scared of like, dimming other people's light. We have to shine regardless. That's something I'm hearing. Shine regardless of the fears that you have. Allow your light to shine, and those fears will dissipate. Those fears will go away. We'll inspire others to shine. And if other people are, too afraid of our light, they can put on sunglasses. You know what I mean? Allow your magic to shine, my love. Okay, let's go ahead into our last deck, and then we're going to get into our astro dice a little bit to get some zodiac information. But let's get into this last deck here, and let's see what last info do we have from the cards that Spirit wants you to know at this time. Ceremony. Ooh. A call for prayer. Some of you, it may be helpful. Actually, prayer is so powerful. And I'm not someone who, I didn't grow up praying or anything, but I've definitely done it throughout my life, especially during hard times. And so it may be very powerful. And I've learned over time about how powerful it actually is to pray. We could pray to the archangels. We could pray to God. We could pray to whatever it is that we believe in. But ceremony, this card particularly says a call for prayer, and then empowerment through ritual action. The power of ritual, oh my gosh, it blows my mind. Creating manifestation water, for example, incredibly powerful. And if any of you don't know what that is, I'll have a video where I explain it, linked down below. And ceremony, ritual, prayer, all of these things actually create such a powerful movement of energy. And it allows us to create a very clear intention of what we desire, which allows us to kind of shift our subconscious mind to go in that direction. It also shifts the energy of the world. It helps us shift so that we resonate with solution rather than resonating with problem. And when we make this switch, we'll begin inviting in the path of solution. And there are like higher powers above us. There really is. And the power of prayer can be so powerful, right? And there's no judgment from like the higher powers of the world. There's like really no judgment there. No matter what we've done, no matter how we feel about ourselves, know that like the higher powers always accept us, right? And it's kind of like nature. Nature always accepts us. We can go out in nature at any time. Doesn't matter who we are, what we've done. The trees will always be our friend. The grass will always be our friend, right? And the higher energies of the world are that way as well. So pray for what it is that you desire, and you may notice that there's a lot of beautiful, great energy that comes your way. And yeah, that's what I have to say there. And what a beautiful kind of message to end us off there. So now we're going to take our Astro Dice. We're going to roll the zodiac sign one 3 times to get the top 3 most likely zodiac signs for you for the month of March. So let's go ahead and find out what's in store for you, or who may be most prominently in your life in the month of March. We have Gemini coming up. Gemini's coming up for a lot of people. So Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising, Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising, and Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. So those are the top 3 most likely zodiac signs that we have. Again, this could be someone's Sun, Moon, or Rising, or even a reflection of your own. And maybe you're going to be, you know, your own number 1 this month. But let's go ahead and roll all these together now to get any last information for you. So we have Venus, I love Venus, in Aries in the 8th house. Ooh, some deep transformations. Deep transformations. This could be a transformation of our own inner self-love since it's with Venus here. This could be a transformation in how we... Sorry guys, my camera cut out there. But this could be a deep transformation in how we give and receive love, and this can also be a deep transformation in how we view ourselves and the self-love that we give to ourselves. Aries can also talk about putting ourselves first, focusing on, okay, what is it I need and how do I fulfill that? There could also be someone important helping you in your life, because the 8th house can indicate shared assets. So there could be a shared experience that somebody has where they really help you kind of like heal. This could be a deep healing, deep transformation, the discovery of some unknown answer. There could be some unknown information that you're seeking, or some wisdom where you're like, how do I overcome this? How do I heal this? How do I get to where I want to go? And there could be really deep things that we're uncovering where we're like, ooh, that's how I do it. And the Venus is just adding like a beautiful kind of like, I don't know, energy over what's happening in your life. There's like a beautiful energy sort of just coming through. And I also feel like this is an inner self transformation as well, just since we have Aries and Venus here. I feel like this is an inner self transformation, like how you see yourself is transforming for the better. You're going to see yourself with more beauty, more light, more potential. This is also a deep healing of other aspects of yourself so that you can heal things that were no longer serving you and transform them into something that does really serve you. You also may be changing something about yourself. For example, like changing your hair, changing your style, things like that could also come up with Venus being in the 8th house here. So that is what we have for you, my beautiful group number 4s. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, hit the subscribe button down below if you want to see more videos like this in the future, because I'd love to have you there. And hopefully I see you in my next one. Bye. All right, so my group number 5s, if you chose this pile, let's get right into your March prediction. Okay, group number 5. I'm actually continuing to film this one at night just because it has been a long day. So welcome. If it is nighttime for you too, hello, let's grab some tea. Let's do this reading and talk about your month of March. So the 2 cards that we have for you is the Fork in the Road and the Higher Power card. You may be facing a choice in your life at the moment where you're wondering what to do next, or you might be wondering where to go. You might have like reached a point where you are moving forward on something, but now it's kind of like, Now we have options. Now there's a choice, or there may be more information kind of revealing itself to you in the month of March that kind of makes you think deeper about something in your life. And maybe you're faced with something right now where you're feeling a calling to change directions. Like maybe there's now a new opportunity that's presenting itself and we're like, what do I do? What do I choose? Where do I go? And Spirit is coming through right now saying that this is kind of almost like a divine intervention. If you're going to face this kind of shift, I do feel like the shift is happening for you in March. There's a definite shift, and the candle also flamed up when I said that too. So there's like a definite shift coming up for you. And this can also be a shift where we're needing to kind of change directions a little bit, and there may be sort of delays happening. And we may have to like use a little bit of patience and really think about what it is that we truly want. And I'm getting goosebumps right now even reading this. If you want to know what the right choice is in your life, if you're facing a choice right now, or if something comes up in the month of March where we're having to kind of make a choice, listen to like, what would your highest self choose? The best version of yourself. So rather than your ego, rather than maybe the logical reason, rather than anything else, just like put everything else to the side and ask like the highest version of you. What would the highest version of you choose? And maybe you can even call on a higher power to help you out, like, praying to God or praying to your spirit guides for some signs and some answers. And I really also think that your spirit guides right now, group number 5, are giving you massive signs in the month of March. Like, even the fact that this card right here shows a bunch of signs about which way to go. Your spirit guides, your spirit team's coming down right now to help you out, and I really feel like you're going to be receiving those answers that you've been needing. We also have a number 4 here numerologically with the 1 and the 3, and we also have a 4 right here. The 2 4s bring awareness to our foundation and what we're building ahead of ourselves. What kind of foundation do we want to build? That's going to help us decide which path to take. It can literally be talking about our home. So some of you may have a big choice around your home, maybe where you're going to live, maybe if you're going to move or not. And there could be a big choice coming up with that in the month of March, just since we have double 4s there. This can also talk about just what we're choosing to build for ourselves for a future. How are you wanting to build your future? And this choice might be very important for you, and Spirit's definitely wanting to bring awareness to that choice and to that shift, right? And that's what kind of a fork in the road is. Also, if you notice that some things are really not, like a path that's really not working out for you anymore, you might have reached a dead end on it, it's because we're supposed to make a shift. If you've reached a dead end in your life on something, where something's not moving forward anymore in the way that it should, it's because we're supposed to make a new choice and we're supposed to shift our path a bit. Life is not always supposed to just be a linear line. Sometimes we literally need to just shift our path and go off in a new direction. And I feel like there's multiple different directions that you can go in. And it's about choosing the one that's in alignment with the highest version of you. Okay, we're also going to get into our tarot cards. So the next one that we have is the Emperor, which actually, you guys, is also the number 4. This is the numerological 4, Roman numeral 4 that's associated with this card. That's so wild. So definite foundation changes in your foundation, changes possibly in your home, changes in what you're building for your future might be happening, and you might be planning for different changes about your future during the month of March. I also have the Star card coming up. Ooh, 2 major arcana cards. Wow, okay. There's a feeling inside of you like you're wanting a fresh beginning. The Star card can indicate that we're really desiring a fresh start. Maybe we desire to let go of old things, and maybe we even are going to feel that to the point where we're wanting to get rid of old stuff in our life. Like you may be doing a big spring cleaning or closet clean out. And you're wanting to implement new plans. I also feel like you're wanting to birth a new version of you. There's a new you that's wanting to come out, where we're just wanting to kind of get rid of the weight that we've been carrying. We're wanting to get rid of like excessive things. We're wanting to get rid of holding on to so much, even just mentally or emotionally or even physically holding on to a lot of stuff. I feel like you're really just wanting like a full cleanse. And that's one thing that you're going to be focusing on achieving in the month of March, is like this full cleanse, and to also step up to more of a leadership position. Both of these cards can indicate being more of a guide and more of a leader. And so there could also be something coming up where maybe we're at a dilemma because we're also needing to step up and realize our own power, to become our own guide, to become our own higher power, rather than kind of, you know, humming and hawing and going to everyone else and being like, what's your vote? What do you think I should do? What do you think I should do? And what do you think I should do? It's instead kind of sitting in that throne ourselves, giving ourselves the power to call the shots on our own life, right? So that's definitely another thing that's coming up, is like stepping into your power to be your own leader, to make your own choices here in the month of March that are going to lead you to the best possible outcomes. So let's see what else we get for you. Group 5, we also have the Wheel of Fortune. That is definite change and shifts coming up. A shift in direction. The Wheel of Fortune talks about a pivotal point in your life as well, where you're pivoting where you're going, and the fork in the road talks about that. So there's definitely an energy that Spirit's wanting to talk about regarding a new idea or a new thing, where maybe you're thinking about changing directions. It's so interesting. We have all these cards that are kind of like playing into each other, and this change in direction is going to really kind of require you to wear your own crown and to be your own leader, to also kind of like build more confidence in yourself is another thing that I'm hearing from Spirit is going to be a big part of your month of March, is building confidence in yourself and believing in yourself. And once you do that, this decision is going to become really easy. Rather than making a decision out of fear, we should make a decision out of desire. What do we want rather than what are we trying to avoid? When we make a decision because we're trying to avoid something, usually that brings us to a place where we're constantly running away, you know? Then we're being like, if we choose to go down the path where we're running away from something, we're trying to avoid something, then it almost is the energy that thing is chasing us and we're trying to outrun it, we're trying to escape it. And usually when we keep doing that, we keep perpetuating that archetype, and that archetype keeps like happening, versus if we go in the direction because we're like, that's what I want to do, and I'm ready to overcome, I'm ready to face anything, conquer anything. That's when we're going to be climbing. That's the archetype of the warrior, where we're going to have breakthroughs. We're going to have moments of improvement, leveling ourselves up, and achievement as well. So what archetype are we choosing? What archetype are we creating in our choices? That's a big thing to focus on. I need to write that down as a video idea. I don't know where that channel just came from and that idea just came from, but I like it, and I liked that. Anyway, that's something I need to like remember for myself. So King of Pentacles coming up as well. That's interesting because the king wears a crown, and we're also surrounded by the emperor. The two outside cards are like crowned cards. And then we have our major arcana cards as well. Interesting. Okay, so this is a really powerful month for you, even if you don't feel it in the moment. It may feel just like an average month for you, for some of you. And maybe some of you are going to recognize the power in it, but there's a lot of power in the month of March for you, and it's going to be a very pivotal moment. And I feel like it's also about sort of getting to the point where you're ready to dedicate to something. The King of Pentacles is dedicating, knowing what you want, and also about increasing material wealth, which is interesting because we also have so many different fours. And the fours can indicate investing, saving up to buy something, enhancing something, improving something, making smart choices that are going to be an asset to us in the future. And you might be feeling that right now. You might be feeling a lot of that on you right now, which may be why you're also kind of in this moment where we're just wanting to cleanse and kind of like get rid of stress. We're wanting to get rid of baggage and all this other stuff that we might be carrying. And I really feel like as you sort of make this decision, it's going to really help liberate you to feel like you've lifted a weight off of your back, to make you feel like you've lifted a lot of things, to where now you can invest in your future in a new way. Okay? Yeah, anyway. Page of Swords also coming up. Ooh, interesting. Oh, wait, this is about making plans. This is literally about making a solid plan, and also an epiphany or an idea that's going to come to you that may help you make your decision. A realization where we're like, oh, that makes a lot more sense, and it brings clarity. So the Page of Swords is talking about a moment or some sort of information that you're going to get that's going to help you bring clarity to what it is that you're working on or going through. Very, very neat. I also think, so this magic carpet is also really sticking out to me. Soaring above things. There might be like an idea that helps you sort of feel like you can get a bird's eye view of everything and get a greater understanding of what it is that you're going through, which is going to really help you pick your direction. Also, there's a realization that your direction isn't as closed off or limited as it seems. It's actually very wide open. It's very wide open. Like, we might not be able to go so linearly anymore because our mind is maybe realizing things and expanding. And as it expands, we realize there's a lot more out there for us to kind of explore. And I feel like you are ready to expand. The month of March, you're ready to expand. And the information that you're going to be getting is going to help you see more and to help you expand more in your life, to kind of get rid of the old baggage that's been weighing you down so that you can begin to soar into something new. So yeah, let's see what else we get here. Group 5, group 5, group 5. What else do we have for my group 5s? For some reason I almost said group 4 because we have so many 4s in this group, but this is definitely group 5. Let's see what else we have. We have tender embrace. I think you're going to be connecting with what you're meant to connect to. And we also have the number 22, which equals a 4, which is really wild. And the 2s are about connecting a path. You also may be connecting with someone who really supports you and helps you. There might be somebody that's really inspiring and supportive of what you want. And a tall tale. Ooh. Some of you have been like, I feel like you're trying to avoid being like all talk and no show. You're really wanting to like do things. And if you're gonna choose something, I kind of feel this energy that you're like, if I'm gonna choose it, I have to do it. I have to come to a clear decision, rather than just speaking about it. And I feel like you're going to get there. I also feel like you're wanting your choice to be real, if that makes sense. Like, whatever it is that you're desiring, you're like, I want that to be reality and not just like this fantasy desire. I want to make it reality. And there's something where it's like, it's time to write a new story. It's time to write a new story, and also to become the main character of your story. Some of you have been like side characters in your story. And it's time for you to realize that you are the main character of your story. You are absolutely the main character of your story. So what do you want to write for yourself as this main character? What kind of breakthrough do you want to have? What kind of achievement do you want to reach? You know, what do you want your story to be? I feel like some of you are super into like storytelling and really connecting. I feel like you're really connected to stories where there's like a character who maybe seems like they're kind of insignificant and maybe get pushed around a lot, and then all of a sudden they have this major breakthrough where they had a secret superpower all along, and all of a sudden they get this superpower awakening. They're like, whoo! And then they like they are admired, but then they are also like, I'm going to help people. Like, I'm not going to I'm going to step up to being great, you know? I don't know. I'm just kind of getting that feeling from this card. And I feel like now's the time for your story, for you to really step up and overcome something that's been holding you back. I also feel like this pivotal moment in your life is going to be something that's actually going to provide a lot of wisdom, and it might be something that you end up sharing or telling, and it may be like an inspiring story to share with other people at some point. Some sort of like inspiring story about how you've like overcome something or achieved something. This may end up being like a pivotal moment for you. We also have the Observer card coming up. And then Get Creative. So the Observer card can indicate that we are sort of using a lot of our like fantasy visualization about what we really want. It can also indicate that we have a lot of people that are like, you know, really invested in what we choose, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but we may have a lot of people that are secretly invested in what path we choose to go down. And we might be feeling that pressure from them a little bit. If so, Spirit's message is to focus on, what do you need? We don't always need to be a people pleaser through our whole lives. And of course, it's always nice to make other people happy, but we need to focus on our own happiness first, especially when it comes to the life that we are living for ourselves. You know what I mean? We can't live our life for someone else. We have to live our life for ourselves. I also feel like some of you have a secret admirer. Like the Observer card is definitely giving me this energy of like a secret admirer who you may sort of feel like, oh, this person like I think kind of has a crush on me, or it could even be platonic. Like it could even be a platonic like secret admirer where somebody's like, wow, this person's like really inspiring. I really want them to like succeed. And you know, I think you have a secret admirer, and someone just may be really rooting for you and really sort of like, yeah, wanting the best for you, especially with this Tender Embrace card too. I feel like there's someone significant who's like really cares about you. Anyway, we also have this Get Creative card here. This is a month where I'm also feeling like you're gonna have like epiphanies on things that are quite inspiring, and I'm hearing it's gonna be on the 22nd of the month, specifically around that time, where there's going to be sort of new inspiration coming your way, and going deeper into getting to know like new ways of being creative, or by creating more inspiration in your life. Let's go ahead and see what else we get for you here. So group 5, what else do we have for group 5? I also feel like you're embracing a deeper side of yourself that you've sort of repressed and closed off, like a creative part of yourself that you've suppressed and closed off for quite some time, because maybe we were scared of judgment. Maybe we're scared of like, I don't know, people making fun of us or something for our creative uniqueness. And I feel like you're kind of reawakening that in the month of March as well. Let's see. Oh, what was this card that just fell? We have Awakened Mind. Ooh, so travel beyond thought. Insight flows from emptiness. A lot of the times we get our deepest insight when we are quiet. But I also think that this is deeply talking about the epiphanies that you're going to get that are going to help you in your choice and in your direction. And I also think that there's going to be a lot of realizations of certain things that we just didn't even notice before. New direction is also coming up, which makes absolute total sense, by the way, because, wow, we literally had the fork in the road and then new direction. So yeah, the winds of change blow. Chart your course. So this is a time of planning, kind of just like what we were saying. This is a month of planning, of charting your new direction, figuring out where you're going next. What direction are you going to go in? But there's definitely a shift coming up for you. There's a fork in the road. We can't just exactly stay on the exact same path because we've sort of reached a dead end, but now there's a fork in the road where we get to choose this or this. And there's some kind of new direction that we will be choosing in the month of March. So Very interesting stuff here, group number 5. Chart your course. Definitely, I see you planning things, writing things down, writing your options down, weighing the pros and cons, figuring out what's in total alignment with you and what's going to bring you the best possible outcome. Okay, so let's go ahead now and get into our astro dice. We're going to roll the zodiac sign dice 3 times to get the top 3 most likely zodiac signs that will be in your life during the month of March. This could be somebody's sun, moon, or rising sign, or even a reflection of your own. So let's see what we get for you. Group 5. We have Taurus coming up, so Taurus, sun, moon, and rising. We have Scorpio coming up, Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising. And Cancer. So Taurus, Scorpio, and Cancer are the top 3 most likely zodiac signs that will be in your life during the month of March. Now let's go ahead and roll all these dice together to get one last message for you. Let's see what we have. We have Mercury. Ooh, Mercury in Aries in the 7th house. Communication's definitely coming in. One of the things that you're going to be learning is how to really speak your mind when it comes to like other people, or when it comes to weighing out pros and cons, because the 7th house is very connected to Libra, which is the scales of weighing something out. You're going to be really communicating something in order to have a new beginning, in order to figure out what your direction is going to be. And the Aries almost looks like a point. It almost looks like an arrow kind of showing us where we're about to go. So this is about you sort of choosing where you're going to go and really communicating about it. Definitely new information is coming in, and it's probably going to come in a lot through other people, other sources, even the media, even just observing the external. However, I know I also mentioned making the choice for yourself regardless of other people, but we can also learn what we want through bouncing it off other people, but we shouldn't make the decision. Like, for example, like what I mean by this, for just so I can explain it so it's not so confusing. When we're talking to other people about what we should choose, and let's say it's as simple as like, oh my gosh, should I get the white t-shirt or should I get the pink t-shirt? And let's say your friend is like, oh my gosh, get the white t-shirt. And let's say that in your heart you're like, kind of disappointed with that answer, but I still don't know. But I'm not so happy that they said that. I was maybe like 0.5% leaning toward the pink one. You can use that information to reflect, to see what your soul is saying. Because sometimes when we bounce information off of other people, even though we're not necessarily going to choose exactly what other people are saying, but it can kind of help us sort of see inside what's actually going on in our soul, right? And you know, maybe our friend's going to be like, the pink t-shirt, and then we're going to be like, you know what? I feel like you're right about that. I really do. You know, it can help us sort of see what's going on underneath in us. So it should always be us that's making a decision. We shouldn't ever choose because our friend is like, oh my gosh, yes, this one. And then we're like, okay, I'll get that one. You know, this is about really making your own decisions and being your own leader. I also see just weighing out pros and cons in general, because the 7th house doesn't always necessarily deal with other people, even though it is the house of like friendships, partnerships, close, intimate relationships is massively the 7th house energy. But it's also connected to Libra, which again is the scales. So it's very much weighing out your options. Writing them down is very Mercury 7th house, so that you can weigh them out and then make a very clear decision about what you want, and seeing where both of those things are going to lead you. So get ready to dive into something totally brand new, my beautiful group number 5s. And yeah, I think you're going to have an amazing and beautiful March where you're really starting to rise up, become that main character rather than just another person in the crowd. You're really stepping up to be more main character, more leader, and shifting your path so that you're actually creating something new, going in that new direction, letting go of a lot of weight so that you can kind of be liberated and let your creativity flow back and all of that good stuff. So that is what we have for you, my beautiful group number 5s for your month of March. I'm sending you all so much love through your month ahead, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!